All right, I think we'll go ahead and get started. I want to personally thank each and every one of you for taking the time to be a part of this annual event, to celebrate the Jasper Chamber as we move forward with our goals and objectives. This is the 70th time that the Jasper Chamber has gathered for our annual meeting. How great that all of you are part of this day. I want to thank the businesses that stepped forward this year to help sponsor this event. For our greeter table, Smithville, stand up. And the two organizations that put items on the place settings, Old National Bank and Springs Valley Bank and Trust. And thank you to the gold sponsors, City of Jasper, Old National Bank, Hoosier Hills Credit Union, Springs Valley Bank and Trust, Smithville Fiber, Cranberries, German American Bank, Kimball International, FC Tucker Emge, DuBois County Republican Party, Kimball Electronics, Memorial Hospital, the Jasper JCs, Freedom Bank, Jasper Engines and Transmissions, Serve Pro, Vincennes University Jasper Campus, Meyer Distributing, Jubilor, Chevrolet, Cadillac, and Toyota, WITZ Radio Station, Jasper Group, Premier Property Management, and Seifert Construction. And to our silver sponsors, Brookside Village, Ferdinand News, Hoosier Business Machines, Indiana Furniture, Ivy Tech Community College, Kremp Lumber Company, Legacy Living of Jasper, Matrix Integration, McDonald's North and South, Sisters of St. Benedict, and Universal Design Associates. Our members are what keep us alive. They keep us motivated, and they give us new ideas to keep the Jasper Chamber fresh and moving forward. Ruger and Deidre will share some information with you in just a little bit about this year and next year. Although some are recruited by ambassadors and board members, many of our members are ones that just simply walk in the door and request a membership application. Or this year, they simply mailed it in and we didn't even know we were getting that member. So to me, that means we are active and visible and an organization that businesses want to be a part of. Thank you, all of you, for your membership in the Jasper Chamber. We have finally reached our goal of 400 members. A key person in the Chamber organization is the person that greets each visitor that walks in the front door. Carolyn Gobert is our office manager, coming on board earlier in 2022. Carolyn is friendly, courteous, efficient, and an all-around great person. So thank you, Carolyn, for your service to the Chamber. I wanted to take a few moments today to talk about the growth of Jasper over the past 10 to 20 years. Because we continue to grow in so many ways. Through the Chamber, we will have had over 40 ribbon cutting events by the end of this year. And those were not even every business that opened their doors. Our population has grown by 11% over the past 11 to 12 years. That's about a 1% increase every year. We are now a city of over 16,000 residents. So, I ask you, how can people be engaged and involved? I encourage people, any and all of you who are sitting here today, to find your passion or get out of your comfort zone and do something that you didn't know that you could do. So challenge yourself. Be aware of what is happening in the area that you live. Look out for your neighbors. Help your neighbors. Be alert to any changes or situations and alert authorities if necessary. Use the old adage, If you see something, say something. Don't wait on someone else because it may be too late. In addition to Kaitlyn, I wanted to recognize my husband, Gil, who could not be with us today, but he's a faithful volunteer at our office and in our community. Since we don't employ a maintenance man as such, Gil has changed out lights, changed light bulbs, reworked the landscaping, and more duties at the chamber than I can remember. He's a perfect example of one who helps out his neighbors, his friends, and he's also been mowing the grass at the Welcome to Jasper sign on the south side all summer, using his own equipment, his own gas. But anyway, if you see him out and about, say something. Thank him for his duties. So Ruger, sitting here, Ruger has had a busy year as president of the board of directors. He has encouraged board members to be more involved in events and activities and in recruiting new members, and has been very successful with that. And he's always making sure that the board meetings were efficient, but they were fun, interactive, and we've had both in-person and yet virtual board meeting options that have added that balance when necessary. And many thanks to Ubelor & Sons over here for providing their meeting room for the past couple of years, and to Jason Raker at Jasper Engines for facilitating the virtual option for us. So before Ruger tells us about this past year, I would like to thank him for his service, have all of you thank him for his service, as we present him with the plaque and the President's gavel.
Thank you, everybody, for coming today. First, I want to recognize our outgoing board members and those that served in leadership positions on the board of directors this year. Mark Fierce, treasurer, Tom Mormon, Michelle Cave, Jason Recker, secretary, and Deidre Church, vice president. I've got a plaque up here for you, so if you want to come grab that if you're sitting in the crowd, that'd be great. Got a few things to say about Jasper and why this community means so much to me and why I donate and contribute my time to the area. Thank you again as we celebrate the exceptional and dynamic local economy of our beloved Jasper. I stand before you as the president of the Jasper Chamber of Commerce and truly honored to address you all today. Our town, Jasper, is more than just a place on a map. It's a thriving community with a rich history and a promising future. Today, I want to highlight three key characteristics that make our local economy exceptional: our economic growth, outstanding leaders, and our commitment to our community unity. First and foremost, our local economy is thriving. Over the years, we have witnessed remarkable growth across various sectors. Small businesses have blossomed into successful enterprises, attracting investment and creating jobs. From our vibrant downtown shops to our large industry partners, we've become a beacon of economic opportunity. Our unemployment rate is consistently lower than the national average, and we continue to attract top talent from around the world. But a thriving economy isn't just about numbers and statistics. It's about the people who drive it forward. Number two, our exceptional leaders. Jasper has produced some of the finest leaders in the business world, public service, and nonprofit sector. These leaders aren't just successful, they are deeply committed to our community. They understand the importance of giving back. They know that true success is measured not only in profit, but the positive impact we make on the lives of our fellow residents. As we look into the future, we must remember that we are not just building a strong economy, we are creating a legacy for generations that will come after us. Our children and grandchildren deserve a community that is even better than the one that we inherited. In Jasper, we understand that true progress comes whenever we work together as one. Our strength lies in unity. It's about supporting each other and looking out for our neighbors and investing in our shared future. It's about creating a place where our children can grow, learn, and thrive. As the outgoing president of the Jasper Chamber of Commerce, I pledge to continue fostering an environment that will encourage collaboration, innovation, and growth. But I can't do it alone. We must all be champions for Jasper, advocates for our local businesses, and stewards of our community's well-being. Let us move forward with renewed determination, working hand in hand to ensure the best days of Jasper are still ahead. Together, we can build a future that reflects the values and aspirations of Jasper. Thank you, and let us continue to make our town a shining example of prosperity, leadership, and community unity for the rest of the state to see. Now for the best part, the President's Community Excellence Award. This award honors those who make Jasper a great place to live, and this year's recipient has not only demonstrated exceptional community service, but has provided direct impact to cultivating and growing the community's workforce. Not being from Jasper, this individual has shown through community love and participation, you can make a positive impact on Jasper without being born here. They currently serve on several working boards: Du Bois County Leadership Academy, Du Bois Strong, Alassi, and the Student Christian Fellowship, to name a few. The level of selflessness and community service and giving humbly without the recognition of others is admirable. In their professional life, they currently serve as the Assistant Vice Principal of Vincennes University and Dean of the Jasper campus. It is my honor to announce the 2023 President's Community Excellence Award goes to Christian Bloom.
Thank you. That means my family's here. Oh my gosh.
That means my daddy's here, he said.
I just remember because I've helped plan this before, so it just occurred to me, oh my gosh, my family's back there. Thank you so much to the Chamber. Thank you to my colleagues at VUJ and whoever nominated me. Thank you. And I can't thank my family enough. All the things that I'm involved in the community, I'm in them because my wife Emily supports me, she encourages me, and allows me to do the things that I do. Sometimes when I come home with new opportunities, I'm thinking, gosh, is this too many things that I'm involved in? And I tell her, and she's like, wow, why wouldn't you do that? That sounds amazing, So that I couldn't do what I do without her at home cheering me on, and without an incredible team at VUJ who make the most difficult challenges in the workplace, they make it easy for me. So I'm so blessed to be a part of that team and so many other teams. As I look around, it's like I love this place so much, and I feel like you all are friends, and I feel like we've done so much. I'm so proud of Du Bois County for the incredible innovative spirit and drive that we have. You all make me a better person. You make VUJ a better person. And VUJ was really born out of our business community. That's why I believe so much in the Chamber, and the unity of our business community really can have incredible lifelong impact on a community. And they did through VUJ, because it was community leaders that came together that said, hey, we need a college here, and we need it if we're going to innovate and we're going to grow and we're going to be a global, compete on the global economy. And so they made it happen. What community just makes things like that happen? And it's Jasper, that does that. And I can't, I can't leave without saying how proud I am of the work of Lossie. You know, I've spent the last couple months meeting with many of you about the importance of growing our cultural competency as a community. And I think that's what's going to move us even further forward as we think about the next 5 and 10 years, attracting workforce and talent to this region. We're going to do it by showcasing that this is a welcoming and diverse community where all people can be successful. And I'm so proud to be a part of that. And thank you for committing to be a part of that important work through Lossie. Thank you.
All right, well, thank Ruger, and thank you for your great speech. You didn't give an opportunity for a pause so we could congratulate you on your speech, but it was very good. The next board president is excited to take on this challenge. She has some ideas for moving ahead in 2024, which she will share with you. She's very dependable, she works hard at everything she does, and she's very creative and willing to offer her services in that regard. I would like to introduce to you the 2024 Jasper Chamber Board President, Deidre Church.
I think next year we need to not pick my friend as the winner because I almost cried. It was amazing. Congratulations to Christian. Thank you, Ruger. Thank you, Nancy. Very, very happy to be here. As she said, my name is Deidre Church. I am the director of the Memorial Hospital Foundation, and I'm thrilled to act as the president for the Jasper Chamber of Commerce next year. It is my distinct honor to introduce to you the members of our 2024 Jasper Chamber Board. So whenever I call your name, please stand and stay standing. I know y'all want to sit down, and then we kindly request that you hold your applause until the end. Our vice president for next year is Tony Farmer from Smithville. Secretary is Lisa Bauer from the Heart of Jasper. Treasurer is Matt Vogler from Mueller & Sons. Ed Cole, Du Bois Strong. Jessica De Lorenzo from Kimball Electronics. Tony Mathewson from St. Charles Health Campus. Jason Raker, Jasper Engines and Transmissions. Mary Champion, Vincennes University Jasper. Jason Hagan, Hoosier Hills Credit Union. Justin Rumbach, Master Brand Cabinets. Natalie Temple, Meyer Distributing. Deanna Barr, WITZ, Aaron Kidwell, Mentors for Youth, Dalton Minnie, Minnie's True Value, Melissa Miller, Premier Property Management, Trisha Mullis, Best Home Furnishings, Kim Sager, Springs Valley Bank and Trust. Thank you to all these business professionals for giving of themselves for the betterment of our community. I also want to just take a quick pause and thank Nancy Eckerly for her leadership. She gets up here and thanks so many people. How many years have you been in this position, Nancy?
36.
36 years. So that's amazing. So please join me in thanking Nancy for her leadership and also Jasper about 3 years ago, but I am no stranger to the community. While I didn't grow up here, I was born at Memorial Hospital, and my family has a great connection to this area in Du Bois County. Some of you in the room may have had one of my parents as a teacher or coach. If you have been a victim of an eraser thrown at you by Mr. Church, I am sorry. I'm not so sure he is still sorry, but they are why I am here. After graduating from Purdue, I moved out of state. Jasper was my favorite vacation destination. While I lived all over the country, others dreamed of beaches or mountains, and I dreamed of the hills of southern Indiana and the incredible spirit that this community holds. I was home on vacation, I think it was about August 2019, working the Strassenfest. It was about 11 o'clock at night. I was slinging some walking tacos at our church's booth. Those late night shifts are the absolute best ones to work. And that's when I decided that these are my people, this is where I belong. It was a total blast, and it is. Life worked out, and when my current position at Memorial Hospital and the foundation came open after 35 years, I sent Kyle Bennett a DM on LinkedIn and asked for a shot. I'm so glad that you didn't think I was spam and you opened my message, because here I am today talking to all of you. Life has a beautiful way of working out, and I couldn't feel more blessed. I dove right in whenever I moved to Jasper. I said yes as much as I possibly could. My schedule is regretting that a little bit right now, but I get to see my parents every single day. I work alongside courageous and impactful caregivers at our hospital, and I volunteer to make a difference in the community that I care for. My journey has taken me to live in over 10 different cities in 5 different states, working a really exciting career, but none compare to Jasper. The people, the sense of pride in one's community, the events and programming, the faith, the generosity, the compassion, and the character of our people combine to create the storybook town that we all love. And it only continues to thrive. 2024 holds some extremely exciting things for the Chamber and for each of you as well. Our relationship with the Indiana Small Business Development Center and the Indiana Economic Development Corporation, both of which fund our Rural Business Navigator, continues to flourish. Speaking of that position, Virginia Caldwell continues to make an impact regionally by aiding our small business owners and helping them achieve success. In partnership with the Chamber, she assists with grant applications for business growth, and this year's plans are in the works for her to host seminars, including topics on succession planning and starting a small business. We are also so very grateful for our relationship with the mayor's office. Many other chambers are not so lucky, so we've heard, and we want to be sure to recognize that. Strength truly comes in working together. So please plan to join us this year for one or all of our Coffee with the Mayor events. Mayor Vonderheide does a really great job of providing updates and answering as many questions as he can. So thank you for that. We hope you plan to join us for some additional fun and impactful events planned as well. If you haven't heard by now, there's a solar eclipse coming. It is on April the 8th. And the Jasper Chamber has really done a great job of working diligently to coordinate citywide efforts. Seriously, if you haven't heard about the eclipse, go look it up, because you should know. On April 16th, we will partner with Crane to host the Buy Indiana Expo in French Lick, an event that is held for current or potential business partners for Crane. The Jasper Home and Lifestyle Expo will be February 23rd and 24th this year. This is a hugely attended event and would be very, very beneficial for your business to be there. All are welcome. And many of the other events that you've all known to come and love are happening again. So O Tannenbaum Days, paper shredding, Women Empowering Women, the 4th Annual Women's Conference, which will be held in Pike County this year, and of course, our many ribbon cuttings. Finally, take out your calendars, mark November 30th from 11 to 1. This will be our Chamber's open house. Come by and say hello, get a head start on buying some German swag. They have a great variety in store that you can get your stuff early and learn more about what the Jasper Chamber does for our community. I'm already tired. It's going to be a really fun year. On your tables at each place is our Jasper Chamber book. Please take it with you. If you already have one, give it to a friend. It is beautifully done, wonderful for all of our members, and it's just a really great story of our town. So please do. So in closing, I want to share a meaningful passage from my church's benediction song, which for me has always held a double meaning, and it is my wish for you today. May you run and not be weary. May your heart be filled with song. And may the love of God continue to give you hope and keep you strong. May you run and not be weary. May your life be filled with joy. And may the road you travel always lead you home. It's so good to be home. Thank you.
That was excellent. Thank you, Deidre. And now for the main part of our luncheon, our annual meeting today, we have the governor, Eric Holcomb, as our guest and our keynote speaker, and we thank you for being here. He and Ruger are going to go down front to the 2 chairs and have a little fireside chat this afternoon, and we'll let them proceed from here.
All right, we got a couple questions here for our governor. Hopefully he can give some insight on what the state of Indiana is working on right now. So stay tuned. We got some good information coming for everybody here.
First, can I just can I just say before you get going that this job offers me a lot of opportunities to do things for the first time. Exciting new things that I would never do otherwise. But you are the first successful wrestler that's ever interviewed me, so be gentle. Be gentle.
You should feel special.
Still look like you wrestle too, by the way.
Well, we'll start with the first question today.
Did you just change the question?
Talk about training.
And by the way, one second thing before you start tying me in knots. Deidre, this is serious. I know someone who is a Hallmark movie filmmaker. I think your story lends itself to a Hallmark movie. You are a script. Welcome home.
Anything else?
I'm trying to run out the clock.
We start with some easy ones. So here in Du Bois County, the entrepreneurial spirit is very alive. We've had 45 ribbon cuttings and ceremonies for new businesses. What is the state doing to encourage entrepreneurship and the creation of new businesses?
Well, I think the question's phrased right, because it's always a little bit dangerous to come to a community that's done things so right for so long and really actually been a proud model to hold up to the rest of not just the state, but to the country. And there's just a incredible heritage here that's known far beyond Du Bois County. And I know you know that, but just this rich mix of corporate citizenship and philanthropic communities and the nonprofits and the private sector all coming together and being aligned has really put you out. It was, I think you mentioned earlier, unemployment rate being below the national average. You're below the state average, every single month. And so credit where credit's due. You've been doing it right for a long time. And a lot of people trying to catch up. The state of Indiana is doing more now in terms of trying to assist entrepreneurs more now than ever. And that comes in different kind of forms in terms of programs or policies and pipelines. And so I always think of them in those through those three different lenses. And obviously the country has caught on and are ranking us now in the top. Forbes just ranked Indiana as the #1 state to start a business. And so better than the 49 other competitors is a pretty good place to, pole position is pretty good. But you have to always be mindful of who's on your kind of right and left and who's right behind you trying to catch up. Startup Genome has recognized Indiana as one of the top 40 global emerging ecosystems, places to start a business. And so we don't want to ever lose sight of what the state of Indiana's, first and foremost, needs to stay focused on, and that is that tax and regulatory climate that is attractive to business in general, making sure that the math works and that we outcompete our neighbors. And that's one reason why our population does tick up as opposed to some of our neighboring states and others around the country. And then the IEDC, and Virginia's here with us, has fanned out, I think, like never before, regionally all over the state of Indiana, very mindful of the different challenges and opportunities, whether it be rural or urban or suburban. That's really a strength for the state of Indiana. And so for us to have the programs, whether it be venture capital, navigators who are assisting you in, could be something as simple as permitting, or grant funding, or high school innovate within programs. We got one of the most competitive, well-known high school Shark Tank-like pitch contests for young entrepreneurs. And some of these high school students, they're gunning for $25,000 right now to start their own business. So it starts very early, and then it scales up throughout the life of a business, no matter where it's at. So we're trying to put our money where our mouth is.
So Indiana has a lot of really good momentum, I guess comparing to the states around us and the others in the Midwest. How do we plan to continue to capitalize on that momentum and improve the local economies around that?
Well, with that success, that affords you the luxury, or at least the opportunity, to reinvest. And I always look at it in two different ways: in our people, in our places. Kind of gets to the bottom line of your question. If you're not growing, number one, you're dying. Number two, you don't have the ability to invest or sometimes reinvest. And so that, through your legislative delegation, through our administration, that growth is then reflected in what our priorities are. How we, in turn, since 2017, we've increased our GDP by over $100 billion. Last year, we brought in through the IEDC $22.2 billion in new capital investment. Record year, that's compared to the previous year that was $8.7 billion. So $8.7 billion up to $22.2 billion. Now what do we do with that? Do we send it back in the tax rebate? Do we cut taxes? Do we increase public education? Do we increase public health investments? Do we increase public safety? We did all those only because we were growing. And so then we get to the point to where we say, and we get very localized about this, and the public health initiative that we just passed and the READY program, now going on 2.0, we were just talking about that program up here. READY 1.0 was $500 million of state dollars, and we said we hoped it to be a 4-to-1 match. We put in $1, and then through the philanthropic community, the city, or a business, you put in 4. It ended up that $500 million pulling $12 billion off the sideline. That's a kind of program that you don't think about for very long. That's a really good ROI. And it's making a difference at the very ground level, at the zip code, address level, whether it be rural, urban, or suburban. So to have another round of that, $1 billion, 500 million plus 500 million, and ready round 2, this is something that no other state is doing. And so we were just going over the single family home building permits. We all need more housing. There's inventory gaps everywhere in the country, not just Indiana. And Indiana now, in September, we check these single family home building permits every single month. We are now pulling more permits than not just every state that we touch, twice as many as Illinois, who's got about twice the population we do, but we're in the top 10 in the country, the only state in the Midwest to be in the top 10. And so 4 billion of that 12 was housing. There is a correlation there. And so if we have the ability to make these very tactical and strategic investments, that separates us from what I consider the competition.
Well, with the competition in mind, you've been spending a lot of time overseas. And just what we talked about over lunch, not playing golf either. It's been 20 plus years.
Right.
So what's come out of those meetings overseas that you're able to share with us today? Anything exciting coming to the state of Indiana?
Well, it runs the gamut. I mean, we go for different reasons. They're all productive, or I just wouldn't go. And we pretty much anticipate the success before we really lock it in. The good news is we have a whole lot more offers than we're able to, just time allows us to get to. Primarily, we go to say thank you to companies that we're working with and have for decades and decades and decades, whether it's during the good times or the challenging times. A friend in need is a friend indeed, and we try to prove it. That separates us. I hear it on the ground when I go to different places. And then we're scouting, and then we're trying to not just attract new, but we're also trying to help expand, help further develop supply lines and chains, so it's also a just-in-case scenario, not just a just-in-time scenario. These relationships started a long time ago. I'm just trying to build on them and trying to strengthen that foundation, but they matter every single day. The world is a small place, and you can't grow alone, at least in the sectors that we're trying to pick to really grow. And so, yesterday I was meeting with, and this was her title, His Majesty's Trade Commissioner from the UK. And we were talking about certain areas to meet, and she was referencing a memorandum of understanding that we signed back a year plus ago at a global economic summit as unique in America, not just in our Midwest region, and wanting to build on that. I went and I was with 6 other governors not too long ago, or 4 other governors rather, not too long ago up in Cleveland for the Great Lakes Summit. And the Canadian ambassador to America wanted to have a meeting to talk about some things that we were working on. Our MOUs are to-do lists. They're not just, let's be buddies, let's be friends. They are actually date stamped. And so those relationships matter no matter what continent you're on or what's going on in the world, to have those established already. And what that means, that 22.2 billion, just the bottom line, 7.2 billion, over 30%, was foreign direct investment. Yeah. So if you want to leave 30+% on the table, that's kind of what you're doing. And when you consider that most of our growth is expansions or new businesses, that foreign investment is just icing on the cake to the tune of 7+ billion.
All right, we got, it's a long one here, so bear with me. The state has partnered with local communities to make transformative investments through grant programs like community crossings. Why is this important for investments in infrastructure at the local level, and how does this impact our state and region as a whole? I think this ties back into our ready conversation with all the infrastructure that was invested and the dollars matched. I guess at the end of the day, that's setting us up for growth, and then Ready 2 is going to kick in, just as we had talked about before. Right. I'll let you take it from there.
Well, I'll try. I mean, just simply put, I look at all of our infrastructure investments as kind of the platform on which everything else rests. And as the #1 manufacturing state in America per capita, this area, specifically, you have to be able to connect with markets near and far in every way. And from the first mile to the final mile, whether that be a water port or an airport, rail, broadband internet connections, high-speed, affordable broadband internet connections, every single which way we connect as a corporate sector has to be superior. And we try to provide, the state of Indiana tries to provide a complement to what you're already working on, how you're defining what you want Jasper, Indiana, or Du Bois County, or the Uplands region, what you want it to look like 15 years from now. So we're making those investments. That's very important to the investor that you've never met, who walks through the front door and is greeted and is kind of kicking the tires or maybe looking under the hood. They've heard something about Indiana. They're doing due diligence long before, they've seen what the terrain could offer. And now they're interested. So how do we make sure they know logistically that they can grow? And we make investments with that 15-year kind of mindset, so that they have a sense of certainty, so that they can predict, so that they can understand that it's not just a stable place to operate, but there's continuity to it. And so therefore, that's why we try to work with the mayors. That's why we try to work with the local community, because that ground level knows best. And I don't want to swim against the current. I want to swim with it and kind of marry our assets together. And then you get into, our NDOT, Department of Transportation website will has a map of Indiana, and it shows where we're making road investments for the next 5 years. So if you're sitting in Frankfurt, Germany, or Basel, Switzerland, and you're thinking about investing somewhere in Indiana, you know where we're investing in terms of our roads. You know where we're investing in terms of broadband internet. You know with certainty, and it's not just rhetorical, it's not a politician saying, this is what we need to do, this is what we're doing. And that gives us obviously a leg up and speaks to the momentum that you mentioned in the first question.
All right, we'll switch over to a healthcare question here. There's 86 counties, including Dubois County, that have opted into the transformational public health funding. Looking many years down the road, what do you predict will be the outcomes of this restructuring of our public health system?
I hesitate to make predictions, although Abraham Lincoln, who was no stranger to this area, said the best way to predict the future is to create it. And that's timeless. And so how do you get at answering that question? And I think this effort, this healthcare initiative, was an effort to do just that, answer the question, where are we going to be in 15 years, or 10 years, or 5 years, or 2 years? And what's most important is, again, it was an opt-in, a voluntary program, because we heard how much the status of the health of our workforce cost us as a state collectively. And we saw, by the way, this happens to be a relatively pretty healthy county when you compare it to 91 others. Can do better, yes, we all can. But that matters when people are coming into our office, because workforce, the labor's so tight. Every single person matters. Every single potential person matters. And so when you take people and put them on the sidelines, and folks that are coming into our office saying, we need a healthier, smarter, more skilled workforce for the jobs that we're offering. And we can grow faster with more. And considering our birth rate, death rate, that means that even more pressure is put on us to get healthier and smarter and more skilled. And so we approach this as we want to be a coalition of the willing. It ended up being 86 counties, 96% of the state of Indiana said we want to opt into this portion of $225 million, which was not all that I asked for, but it was a lot more than I may have thought I would get at the very outset of the conversation. And so we're off to a good start. I can predict we will improve only because data rules. And the good news about our legislative body is they're very focused on facts and data and letting that drive the decision, whether it's infrastructure or healthcare. So when we're putting more dollars behind these specific programs, and it is working, I predict there will be more support down the road because of what you're doing in this county, in Greene County, in Knox County, and Pulaski County, all the ones that participated. And then I think the outliers, those who chose not to, will understand that this is half part of a cooperative effort, but there's still the competitive nature to it. And so no one wants to be flown over. And this is a key resource to help us get healthier.
Thank you for that explanation and answer. Now the final question, the best one. What inspires you most about the Hoosier State?
Well, just flying down here is pretty inspirational. We flew in a helicopter, and you can take stock in a lot from that low aerial view, as in where the deer are, who's, the commerce, the progress we're making on certain projects. Part of the growth of our state that's pretty inspirational is we are, again, because our budget allowed it. We're in the midst of an era of reconstruction. We're making investments, cash, not debt financed, into replacing facilities or building new facilities all over the state of Indiana. Armories, state police posts and labs, a new deaf and visually impaired school, a new correctional facility that will shutter two into one world-class one. By the way, Michigan City, that prison was built in 1860. We're still using it. It was before Lincoln was sworn in. That's when Buchanan was president. We got our money's worth. It's not ideal anymore. As are a lot of the armories or the state police posts and labs. We weren't testing DNA in 1985. And now we are, and now we're doing it in Evansville and Lowell and Fort Wayne, and the results matter to your county prosecutor and your county coroner to have the speed to share that kind of information. And so a new state archives building we've never had. And that list just goes on and on and on, and that's inspiring. This is such a rich area to visit and to vacation and spend time. And we have kind of south of 40 a number of state parks and lodges and inns. We haven't built a new lodge in the state of Indiana since 1939. This is FDR's time, right, to put it in perspective. Our lodges make money. Like, we're not losing money. A lot of states, their state park system is a drain. It's maybe worth the spend. Ours make money. And so why not? And so we're building one of the first ones north of 40 in a big area that has nothing in a quadrant of our state, lodge-wise, inn-wise, since 1939. And so we're able to do these things that are so inspirational. And then probably what is most, not just intriguing to me, but inspirational, is just what the Indiana's corporate community, the real innovators, are coming up with next. That Industry 4.0 or smart manufacturing, and to think about the areas that we've just recently, from the federal government, been awarded 3 different designations for hubs: in hydrogen, in microelectronics, and in biotech. And biotech is, really our sweet spot. It's where life sciences and manufacturing intersect. And so now that's going to draw expertise from all over the world, quite frankly. And to think about our place in the future of medicine, the future of mobility, the future of advanced manufacturing, the future of energy, we're going to be the epicenter right here in the Midwest, in the heartland. And it's because our men and women who are coming up with these inventions and innovations, their ingenuity, talking about manufacturing in space. You can go up to the space station a lot quicker than you can get to Asia, and you can manufacture in space some pharmaceuticals in 300% faster time. Yep. We're thinking and we're doing that, and if we can own nuclear medicine as much as energy, or fill in the blank, because of Vincennes University, because of Purdue, because of Notre Dame, Indiana, 30 privates, Ivy Tech, this alignment's gonna really catapult us way out in front. And so for every challenge that we have and we do, I am very, very bullish on the future of the state of Indiana.
Thank you for that answer. Governor, that concludes all the questions I had for you today.
Pin.
That's it.
Get
a round of applause.
Thank you, sir.
I'm gonna need your help drawing the winning ticket for the flag here. If anybody had somebody leave at your table, look around and see if their ticket is sitting there. You can have double the chance of winning this flag here. All right, Governor, draw the winning ticket.
see what we got. That's not mine. 491263.
Bingo.
All right, come up here and get your flag.
Bingo.
It's your lucky day. Lucky day. Thank you. And on behalf of the City of Jasper and the Jasper Chamber of Commerce, here's a gift basket from a bunch of local stores in our area.
Thank
for
you so much.
Another round of applause for the governor.